Hello, everyone. Capsev here on I should like start with like a welcome to Open Source Stories, Season 1, Episode 4. I don't know if I have a radio voice. I don't think I do. But welcome to Open Source Stories, Season 1, Episode 4. This is like the middle of the season because we're going to go to 8. So we're at the midpoint. We've had really great people on stage, and which has been really great. And today we have OrgDev, who built 8bitcn, and I'm super excited for this one. Let's bring OrgDev on stage. OrgDev, how's it going?
Hey, Cap. Going great. Pump up to be
So,
here. Thank
yeah,
you
we're
for the
so stoked to
invitation.
have you on. So you are in Spain, correct?
Yes, Spain, Malaga, Andalusia on the south.
So
Sunniest
what
part of Europe.
the sunniest part of Europe.
Yes.
So during the winter, is it like is it like not cold? Is it
Well,
fun to visit?
it's windy, like 15 degrees Celsius, so it's nice. A little bit chilly
Nice,
because of the wind, but it's nice.
nice. Um, what time is it for you? Is it
It's 6 p.m.
okay?
It's
So not
not,
too late.
yes, it's not too late, like for native wind guys.
Yeah, I think we're always going to be calling back to that because that was a 2 a.m. wake up for a native wind, and
Yes.
I don't know if we'll beat that. But yeah, so I'll do a quick intro and then I'll let you introduce yourself. So I'm Capsev. I'm the head of developer community at Vercel, and the open source program is where we bring the best open source contributors and maintainers into the program to support them and give them really cool stuff. And this is one of the really cool things. We bring them on stage. So OrgDev has been in the program are you in the spring or the summer cohort?
In the summer is the
The
latest.
summer.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so it's like a full year of support, but you join in your cohort. So you joined in the summer. Fall cohort actually opens up for applications in like 2 days. So really excited to get another cohort going. But OrgDev, let's hear about you.
Yes. So my name is Urosh, but online most people know me as OrgDev. I have a YouTube channel, mostly web dev content with Next.js, ShedCN, and all the latest technologies. And I'm in this like web development world for 15 plus years. And that's really a lot. Like I started using JavaScript from like the day when nobody used it. And other than that, I'm living in Spain, like I said, in the most sunniest part of Europe. I have two wonderful children, one wonderful wife, and that's it. That's my story.
Amazing. Okay, so you built 8bitcn,
Yes.
which when you're going through applications and you open and you like click and you're like, oh, what's this application? Yours like stopped me in my track. I just like love 8bitcn, but it's like a retro component library. Tell us about like the creation of this and why you like wanted to build it. How long has it been around?
Yeah, it's not for that long. It's like 5 or 6 months, something like that.
Okay.
And basically, I just wanted a UI that felt fun, and that was the main thing. And I love there is one library that is similar called ness.css, but that is just like for Nintendo components, and it's pure CSS. It was not like modern components these days. And the main idea was to replicate ShedCN to basically create a mirror image of ShedCN, to say it like that. And now, if when I share my screen, you can see here in the components that 8bitcn has all the components exactly the same like ShedCN, but of course in this 8-bit mod.
Yep.
And that was the main idea was to create like retro ShedCN. And fun fact is that first I wanted to buy a domain retrocn.com, but that one was taken, and then I was thinking about something else, and then it came up, 8bitcn. So
I love it. Are
I mean,
you
sorry.
are you like a gamer? Like,
Yes, my whole
okay.
life basically I was a gamer, and yeah, that was you can see here like gaming blocks and things like that that you can build easily with 8bitcn. And that's maybe some like next step for 8bitcn, to have like a framework where you can build like 8-bit retro games using components from 8bitcn. And yeah, but retrocn would maybe even be a better domain for this kind of thing, because then we could go like 16-bit and maybe
Mm.
some other components. But 8-bit is basically the most like retro style that you can find, and I think this one works really well with the library.
So this is what I saw when I clicked
Yeah.
into 8bitcn, and I was like, "Wait, this is really cool." It's just like, I don't know, I feel like this is very, like, nostalgic for a lot of us, and it's just
Yes,
really
definitely.
fun.
That was
Yeah.
the idea, yeah, behind it, to be like nostalgic for all the, let's say, older devs and people
Yeah.
who have this retro mode.
Hey, I think the younger generations can appreciate the retroness of it, though.
Yes, definitely. I mean, we can see retro coming back through all the things like in the commercials and everywhere. We can see a
Mhm.
bunch of retro design and retro colors. We can see also here like the old themes. You can see, for example, let's say Game Boy. This is my favorite theme, especially in dark mode, which is really bringing back that old like Game Boy vibes,
Yeah.
and
That's
Atari.
like
And
that's before Game Boy Color even. That's where you had to, like, angle it to get the light.
yes, that's thanks to Sahaj and TwigCN. I used TwigCN for, that's the other project that's also in
Yeah.
this open source program, for all of these themes.
That's so cool. How many people are contributing to this?
Currently, it's 21, including me, and we have here the contributors page, and we have one here special guest who contributed the last contribution, and that was really a big thing. Shadcn contributing to 8bitcn project. And it was really funny because like in the moment when he contributed to 8bitcn, you could see like the whole graph for everything, like for analytics and everything, just climbed like, you know, like those, when you see those charts going just up. Well,
Yeah.
that's what happened when Shadcn contributed to 8bitcn. And
That's
I'm
so
really,
cool.
yeah, I'm really so proud of it. And yeah, we have 21 contributors in total. So
So
it's really,
cool.
yeah, people turned out to love like the old retro vibe.
Yeah. So you have this project. It's really cool. Well, actually, before we move on, you should buy 16-bit CN like you were saying.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
you
I
could
was
do
thinking
both.
about that. Yeah. No, now I have a bunch of ideas like Warcraft CN and Starcraft CN and Age of Empires CN, but it's not that easy to build like those kind of projects
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
fast. And if I could get contributors, if you want to build with me, I have a bunch of ideas.
Sweet. Yeah. So why did you decide to open source it? Have you always been like in the open source
Yeah.
ecosystem? Yeah, tell us more about that.
Well, everything basically that I'm building, I'm open sourcing. And like every project I build on my YouTube channel, everything you can see on my GitHub profile, and you can like tweak around and do whatever you like, clone it. And there is no like, it's basically free knowledge. And that's something I'm proud of. And I really think that I'm like providing to the community with all of my open source projects. And it's not only ABCN, I have really a lot of projects on my GitHub. And it's mostly like the basic, for example, implementation of things like authentication and boilerplates and things like that. But it's like for people to learn and to start using something really quickly, and it really provides value to beginners and even like mediors and seniors.
I agree. And like open source, I feel can be quite tough, but also like really easy because you're getting these contributors. What have you found to be like the hardest part and the easy or like the best part of it?
Yeah, well, best part is definitely the community, and like people saying in like I get message in DM, hey, I created this tic-tac-toe game. Look, I'm using your button from 8bitcn. It really feels great. I mean that you see your own components somewhere on some other people's projects. And the hardest part, well, I'm not sure, probably like the features and people asking for a bunch of different stuff, and you have to say no sometimes, because somebody can come to ABCN and say like, hey, I have this idea, I want to do this, but it's just not like it doesn't fit in. He's not seeing the same vision as I'm seeing. he,
Yeah.
her, or whoever. So that's the hardest part, is saying no to other contributors.
What's been like the weirdest thing that someone has tried to contribute and you're like, and
Well,
did you add it? Was it, oh, this is good. We should do this.
yeah, I don't know about the weirdest, but I have, for example, a lot of people created PR. Not a lot of people. I think I had like 3 or 4 PRs for moving all the icons from 8bitcn to like one file and exporting them throughout the project. And I always have to explain that like one component should be like an environment for itself. Like you need to have that icon inside of that component. I don't want to for people to export like to not to export to import bunch of files in order to use just one button.
I see.
And yeah, it's like it's a little bit harder to understand that people are not importing our whole project, they are importing just one component, and everything needs to live perfect. In perfect world, it should be just one file. It's not always one file, of course, with blocks and with other things, but icons needs to stay in one component.
Yeah. And then the best part of open source was like you found that like a project was using it and it's like, oh, that's like the best, like the community aspect. Have you ever like accidentally stumbled on one of your components and you're like, wait, I feel like that's from 8bitcn?
Yeah, I didn't stumble on something, but some people shared to me like, "Hey, this one is using the same thing," and I was like, "Is this 8bitcn?" And it turned out to be like 8bitcn, and it was some Chinese website or something like that. And
Oh,
I couldn't believe it, like that it caught up, like, and they created something. And
you're
it, no,
worldwide.
yes, no, that's really interesting. Like, and I saw on analytics one day that it jumped like, I don't know, 1,000 visits in one day. And I was checking out what's happening, and it turned out it was in some Japanese blog. And I mean, Asia really, they really love this 8-bit style and everything that is like this, like retro designed. And that's why like they're like 10% of Japanese on 8bitcn always.
What's the like largest region that uses your
It's USA, then India, and then I think Japan.
that's so cool.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
and
So
mostly from like awesome React GitHub repositories, awesome Shed CN. Those are the collection of repositories and like UI components and UI libraries. You just put it there in that GitHub repo, and people just click there like to see what can they use on their projects. And of
yeah,
course, X, Twitter.
yeah. Do you find that most people use a single component or are they using multiple ones?
Well, it's mostly, I think, blocks. Like they're using complete blocks of things. For example, some Quest components. If we share here again the screen, something like this, like dashboard, or I mean, people are really trying out mostly these gaming components. And here
Hmm.
you have like things like menu. This is something that you can just put in inside of your landing page, and it automatically turns it into some kind of like gaming landing page. It really looks cool with this font and everything.
Hmm.
And so that's what mostly people are using these blocks. And with that, you have things like card, you have buttons, you have things like that. So it's mixed up.
I feel like once you put in one of these, you're gonna want many more because you can't just have like one like main menu that's 8-bit. Like you're gonna probably want to have the login button as well or like different components. So I feel like people might come for one, but come back for many.
Yeah, and it's definitely, I heard many times that it's forcing people to build games on web.
I'm
And that's in the end, that's something that it's really perfect for something like that, for building a web game. And I'm also planning a couple of projects to build some RPG games in web. I think that's going to be really interesting.
Could you build an entire game with your components?
Yes, I mean it would not be like a classic 2D game where you're walking and you're doing things like with animations, but you could build something. I mean, we could also do something like that with Canvas and other things, but I was planning something like, you know, those old like web browser games like, I don't know, Travian maybe is the most famous one or something like that.
Did you ever play Keen?
Keen? What is, you mean Commander Keen? No?
Commander Keen,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That makes me think of this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's like the legendary game, Commander Keen. I
Yeah,
love it. Yeah. How do you know about Commander Keen? Did you play it?
I played Commander Keen.
I can't believe it.
I was a big fan. It was a
Yeah, yeah.
PC game.
Yes, yes, it was a PC game. It was one of my first games. I think I even played it on MS DOS back in the
Wow.
days.
Yeah. Yeah, it was in like our storage room, our like old computer, and we would just like play Commander Keen, and it's just so good. But 8-bit makes me think of like, oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
like build a Commander Keen with 8-bit CN.
That's exactly that style, like Commander Keen style. We
Yeah.
could, I mean, we could build something like that, like for the registration, for creation of user, it could be 8bitcn could be used, but for the Commander Keen game, we would have to build something with Canvas or something else
Yeah.
to play the game.
Yeah. That's cool. So as you're like doing open source and you're getting to know the community and people are contributing and all this kind of stuff is happening, has there been like an unexpected friendship out of open source for you? Like, oh, this contributor is really cool. And then it just became a really fun like online connection.
Yeah, well, I think that 8bitcn opened for me a lot of things, like a lot of friendships and a lot of things on X, because somehow, like in the same time when I created 8bitcn, I started posting on X. I was not active at all. I underestimated a little bit X platform, Twitter, and it really opened a lot of opportunities for me, a lot of friends to say. I mean, let's say Francois from Nux. I mean, we are really, like, let's say, close, like online, and we are constantly messaging each other, and lots of people like Brandon and people from open source program. Other than that, I mean, Guillermo from Vercel is following me on X. I couldn't be back then, like when Shedcien shared my post and when Guillermo said, "Oh, this 8bitcn looks cool," I couldn't even believe it. Like now, when I think about it, I didn't even know like what's the weight of that thing that was happening to me. Like now, when I'm a little bit more in this world, like with Twitter and everything, now I can understand actually what happened back then, like 5 months ago, 6 months, when I first posted, like when my first post, I turned Shadcn to 8bitcn.
And
And
like what's been the growth of it from like 5 months ago? Like you did that post and how has it been
yeah,
since
well,
then?
it was really amazing. Like first day, it had more than 5K of views, which was really a lot. Now it has minimum, like let's say, I think 400 a day, something like that. So it's really something that people are constantly clicking, and they love it. I mean, that design is really clicking with everyone. And yeah, it's going now. I think it's constantly like on some, just a little bit going up always on the chart. And I'm constantly adding new things, posting like, hey, look this button, did you see ever like the cooler button than this? Never. And things like that, and people are really like, they love it.
And you've been YouTubing for longer than 5 months.
Yes, I've been
So
YouTubing for 2 years. Yeah.
yeah, did it help boost your YouTube channel? Like, was there any correlation there?
Well, everything was mixed up. Basically, that was my big moment when I started getting more views on YouTube, and everything started to be like much better. It's, if it helped me, yes, I'm sure it did. And the like from there, I gained a lot of subscribers, a lot of views. I don't know why, but I don't have many like 8bitcn videos on my YouTube channel. Like I created one video like 1 week ago or something like that, and it was like it had 400 views. I don't know why. If like algorithm is sensing that I'm promoting my own product or something like that. But one more interesting thing that happened to me is that I'm actually invited to a conference to talk about 8bitcn in November. It's here in Malaga. It's called Web. It's about UI UX, and
Cool.
I'll have this same talk, but in front of a bunch of people there in some room.
That's really cool. Um, and then your YouTube is the Orc Dev.
Yes.
Your okay. So your YouTube is so fun. I really enjoy your channel. So yeah, if anybody wants to go follow Orc Dev, it's the Orc Dev
No,
on
it's
on
org dev on YouTube, but on Twitter it's the org dev.
got it. So the Orc Dev and then Orc Dev on YouTube.
Yes.
Um, so
Thank you.
you've had Shad CN contribute to your project. Is there anyone
Yes.
else that you would love to like y- see contribute? Like, ah, I've always wanted to like work with this person. I know Shad CN is probably like the number
Well,
one, but is there someone else that like comes to mind?
that was definitely a dream come true, like Shadcn contributing to 8bitcn. Like, but other than that, I'd love to work with Francois. Um,
Oh,
he's really, I mean, I'll tell him we have to create some project together. We'll come up with something, at least like a small contribution. It doesn't need to be too big. But yeah, dream come true with Shadcn. It's definitely something that I'm really proud of.
so cool. How long ago was that? Was that
That
recent?
was yes, that was like when CLI 3.0 of Shadcn was out, maybe 15, 20 days, something like that.
What was the contribution?
It was about the new CLI, so he contributed the. It was the new registry, so he just basically rewrote the registry for 8bitcn, and he pushed it. Like I couldn't believe when I saw that email. That was something really amazing.
Where were you when you got this email?
Uh, I cannot now remember where was I.
Were
But
you
I
out? Like, was it on your
yes,
phone and you
yes,
saw
I
it?
saw it on my phone. Yeah, yeah, I was out somewhere. Yeah.
Sometimes that happens when like something comes through and you're like on your phone and you see like the first couple lines of it and you're like, wait,
Yeah,
everyone stop. That's
yeah, it
cool.
was it was yeah, it was like that.
So in your day-to-day building and stuff, how often are you using 8-bit CN?
I created recently one project, and that was for the Vercel hackathon, and I entirely built it in 8bitcn, and that was really interesting. I was like grinding for 4 days building that project, and it's now in 2 days. I think they're going to announce. No, in the first week of October, they're going to announce the winner. So I'm hoping for that one. And I think it's really important to build something with your own products because, like, in the same time while I was creating that textual games project, I found like two bugs in ABTN. Then I was like going back and forth, uh, fixing bugs on ABTN, and then again doing the same thing in textual games. And I think that's really that's an important thing for every like open source developer to just use their own tools constantly, like all the components, blocks, and everything, to make sure that everything is working fine.
Yeah, I completely agree because I feel like you can get lost in your project. You can get like, oh, I'm just like building another feature, or I'm going to add this. And then you don't realize
Yeah,
that things are not breaking, but not performing the way you thought they would have. And so then
exactly.
when you
Yes,
go through and you're like using it, it's kind of like the tactic where they say record yourself giving a talk and then watch it. You're like kind of experiencing what the audience would experience and you're like, "Oh, I should really change that part." But it's like when you use your own open source project, you're like, "Oh, there's that bug that I would have never caught or nobody's caught yet and or reported it." So that's always good.
yes, definitely. Like with everything, you just need to learn and to go like from the beginning and to see what's happening actually for the users, for developers that are using library or anything. It doesn't need to be a library. It can just be any like dev tool.
Yeah. So where do you see 8-bit CN in 1 year?
In 1 year, well, let's see. I see that you can go in, and that is maybe a bold move. I'm not still sure if it's possible, but I think that would be really a cool feature. And that's to go to your Shadcn application. Let's say you go to Vercel domains, which is built on Shadcn, and you have a switch, Shadcn or 8bitcn, and you can just click like toggle mode for light and dark mode. You can click 8-bit or normal. And I think that would be really an amazing feature to build. And it's like it comes with so many uh, things, and it needs to be really done in a proper way. But I think it's possible now with the new registry. I think it's really possible with the right migration scripts to create that kind of button.
Yeah. Well, and I see you've made it. If we can pull up your screen one more time, I
Mhm.
see that like on your components you have open with V0. So you've made it like
Yes,
really easy for people to just like get started with components and like, hey, this is
yes.
like one that's really cool. Start building with it right now. Just click this button and it opens it up in V0. So that's like really cool. When did you add that build with V0?
Yeah, that was pushed like instantly in the first build.
Oh, so
And
right away.
yeah, and also
Yeah,
now the 8bitcn is also a trusted ShadCN registry, so you don't have to do like things like it was before. You can just add at 8bitcn and then the component, and everything is working. And also the good thing is that now you can actually initialize MCP support, so you can just run MCP init, and your LLM knows automatically everything about your components. And that's again thanks to ShadCN, because now all the registries that are inside of your components.json file, they can all, like your cursor, for example, AI editor knows exactly what you need to do in order to create something. And that's really, I think this is, people like don't know how powerful this is now currently for developing things. And you can do this almost everywhere. And
this
I
is
think,
really cool.
yes, and I think that this will be a new feature in V0 also, because if we could do it in like any project, this can be done also in V0. And I think there is an opportunity also for ABCN to create like some nice looking pages, components, etc. with ABCN in V0.
Amazing. I'm glad we pulled this back up and you showed us that because I didn't know this.
Yeah, this is really like that came with new CLI 3.0.
Yeah,
And I, like the same day I made the changes and everything was working automatically, and it's really awesome. And that's my
amazing.
contribution to ShadCN then.
There you
I,
go.
I placed my trusted registry there and it was merged, so that's my contribution to the other side.
Super cool. It's just contributions, keeping the open source community running smoothly. It's so cool.
Yes.
So we're coming up on time, but I have a final question, and I ask this to all my open source stories guests. But what is your favorite dessert?
My favorite dessert. Well, let's say I have many favorite desserts, but my grandma used to make one really nice cake. And it's really a funny story because it's tiramisu, but it's not a real tiramisu. Tiramisu should have like coffee, but she
Okay.
said, oh, that's disgusting to put coffee in a cake. So she placed cherries instead of instead of the coffee. And
Cherries?
yes, and she created a masterpiece.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, and it's so like it's kind of like lightweight. It's a lot of like cream and cherries and little bit soury. So that's definitely my favorite dessert.
Okay, that's gonna be like my search forever is like trying to find someone who can make me a tiramisu with cherries.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So mine this week, I just last night had a crepe cake and I really
Okay.
like have you ever had it? It's like layers of
Oh,
crepes
layers of cream. Yeah, and what do
to
you put
make a
between?
full cake. Well, this one had like Oreos in it.
Oh, that's like yeah.
Yeah, it was
Hardcore.
like cookies and cream, but
Yeah,
I tried that last night and it was good. It's
nice.
a lot, but it's very good. I like it. Okay. So OrgDev, thank you so much for joining. Can you tell people where they should find you? Where's the best place to find OrgDev and all the cool things that you are building?
Yes, I'm on YouTube as orgdev, on Twitter/X as theorgdev, and I always say on the end of each of my videos, if you want more content like this, join the mighty horde, subscribe.
I love it. Right on. Well, thank you everyone for joining. OrgDev, thank you so much for being
Thank you
my
for the
season
invitation.
1, episode 4 guest. It's been great.
Yeah, it was really awesome. Thank you for the invitation, Cap.
Of course. Thanks, everyone.
See you. Bye.